Hello, I'm Shawn Swenson, founder of Redpoint Wealth Management. Today I wanted to share with you my Dave Ramsey story. I wish I could say my story starts on a happy note, but it does have a good ending, I promise. You ready? So here it goes. Back in 2012, I was unfortunately faced with an unexpected divorce and really kind of turned my world upside down. I went from a dual income household. Both of us were making a pretty good living, maxing out our retirement plans, working hard to get the mortgage paid off ahead of schedule, and we were really doing well financially speaking. And then practically overnight, I became a single dad to a 1 and a 3-year-old. Household income was cut in half, and I honestly wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to keep my house. But a good friend of mine, he suggested that I check out a program at my church called Divorce Care. It's a 13-week program, kind of a support group for people that are going through divorce. And I took advantage of the offer and have to say it was really a blessing. I received some great counseling, kind of helped me get through the ordeal, tons of encouragement, and most importantly, hope. And I needed it, lots of hope. But in week 8 of the 13-week program, we discussed financial issues. You know, how to regain your financial footing, how to avoid common financial mistakes. Obviously, everybody can agree that divorce can take a huge emotional toll on us, but it can also be devastating financially as well. At that time, I had already been in the financial industry for about 15 years, so that week 8 of the Divorce Care program was obviously a little less difficult for me compared to some of the other topics that we went over. Thankfully, I felt pretty comfortable with the decisions that I needed to make, financially speaking anyways. But it was scary, you know, trying to figure out practically overnight how to make ends meet, all the added expenses of the divorce, and how to take care of my 2 boys as a single dad. So again, Divorce Care was really great for me. I actually ended up teaching week 8 of the Divorce Care classes at the church for a couple of years after I took it myself. And it was during that time that I was first introduced to Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University at the church. And I got to say, I was immediately hooked. I needed to get on a strict budget, cut up all the credit cards, and find a way to get all my bills paid on half the income. And I'm a little embarrassed to admit it, but for that first year or so, I was walking around with a bunch of envelopes stuffed with cash for each of the different categories of my budget. And when that cash was gone from each one of those envelopes, that was it for the month. You know, I look back on it now, and in some ways I can actually kind of be thankful I had to go through those struggles, because it really did make me a much stronger person. Was forced to take a long, hard look at what's really important in life and became much more compassionate. Found a great deal of humility for the struggles in life that we all face. You know, I think we can all agree that if you've walked this earth long enough, we're all going to have challenges to face and struggles to overcome. And I learned how to get people through financial hardships, you know, make difficult decisions, get people back on track and on the path again to financial freedom. About a year after I started following Dave Ramsey's system, I was listening to the radio show religiously. That's when I first learned about the SmartVestor program. Dave was introducing local vetted financial advisors with his fans that were looking for advice in Arizona. And I figured, what the heck? I was already a huge fan of Dave Ramsey, and at that time I had already been a financial advisor with 15 years of experience. I had personally gone through the ringer, financially speaking, myself because of the divorce, but made it out on the other side, thanks in large part to following Dave's philosophies. So why not apply and become a SmartVestor Pro and try to help others do what I did? Little did I know at the time, it's actually extremely difficult to become a SmartVestor Pro. I had contacted the headquarters in Nashville, went through a series of interviews, but it actually took a couple years after first interviewing with Dave's team before a position opened up and I was given the opportunity to represent one of the Arizona territories. And, you know, I guess you could say the rest is history. I've been blessed to be a Dave Ramsey SmartVestor Pro now since 2016. Dave Ramsey's principles and philosophies are instilled in all of our employees here. We all have hearts of teachers, and really we're always striving to be good stewards with the gifts that we've been given. Everyone who works here at Redpoint has their own Dave Ramsey story. They're all fans themselves. Many have been through Financial Peace University at their churches. And we're all very familiar with Dave's core values, which we've really woven into just about everything that we do here for our clients. It's part of the culture, it's part of our mission statement, it's even part of our hiring process. If you're not a fan of Dave Ramsey, you're going to have a hard time getting a job here at Red Point Wealth. So if you're already a client, we sincerely appreciate your business and continued trust. We would be nothing without you, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If you're considering becoming a client of Red Point Wealth and you're a fan of Dave Ramsey, you've come to the right place. We look forward to speaking with you, and until next time.